Hello everybody, welcome to this session of Business Bitesize. Today I'm going to talk about 5 key numbers and some of the analysis that we do typically when we start working with a small business. And these analysis, we just push your numbers through the software and start by looking at what would happen if we were to increase the 5 key numbers in the business by 5%, which for most businesses is not a huge target. And what you can see in this case, increasing those 5 numbers by 5% has generated a 6-figure improvement in profit, just over 100,000, and a similar improvement in cash. And what I will say, with quite a few businesses we look at, actually the cash improvement is often quite a lot more than the profit improvement, but this business is obviously on top of its cash collection and its cash flow cycle. So you can see on the screen an illustration of what that improvement looks like, and you can see actually in this case on the left the 5% across the 5 numbers is actually contributing fairly equally in terms of the improvement in profitability. So the revenue growth, improvement in gross profit, improvement in the operating profit, lifting the revenue per employee. Those 4 numbers have contributed to the profit improvement, and as I said, they've done that fairly equally. What we often find is that 1 or 2 of those numbers will stand out much more strongly than the others, and quite often, in fact, it is revenue per employee or productivity that's the measure that can show the biggest impact. And then the 5th number, as I said, is the cash days. So that's the time it takes you to acquire your material, turn it into a product, sell it to a customer, and then get paid. You may not have all those steps in your process depending on your business, but often there's room to shorten that cycle and therefore increase the cash being generated by the business. So that's of interest, do reach out and we can pump your numbers through the software and see how that looks. Of course, once we've identified where the improvements could be made, the next step is to start to identify the actions that we need to take to make that improvement. And again, often we all focus on 1 or 2 of those numbers to start with. We won't try and improve all 5 at once. We'll try and identify which is the key number, and that will be a combination of the impact it can have and actually the simplicity in terms of the actions that can be taken to start impacting on that number. So these are significant. I mean, I think perhaps the point of this is to just reflect for a moment on what that could mean for your business. As I said, it's a 5% increase, which generally ought to be relatively easy to achieve, and a number of opportunities therefore within the business to make those improvements. And I guess the question is, well, if we were to generate a 6-figure 100,000 improvement in profit, what would that mean for our business? What would that mean for us going forward? So this sparks a fairly powerful conversation with clients as a rule, and as we like to keep things simple here, but we also like to drive things into action. So it's not just a conversation. Actually, at the end of the conversation, we want to be clear on the initial actions that need to be taken, so we can start taking those steps towards delivering that improvement and that impact. So thank you for listening. Happy to have a conversation in more detail. If you'd like to reach out, look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.